everybody, I'm Tony George. He's Scott Spreitzer here on the couch, kicking back, getting ready for some college football on Saturday. And the marquee matchup, to no one's surprise, is Alabama taking on LSU. This game has SEC implications, national title implications, Heisman Trophy candidate implications. There's a lot going on here. Bama down in Tuscaloosa, laying 6. Total 65, Scott. They're expecting some scoring here. And before I pass the baton to you, I would say this. I kind of looked at this as a parallel in many ways to the New England and the Baltimore game on Sunday night. You have a team that is an excellent head coach. You have a team that has one of the best quarterbacks in the country. You have a team that is unbeaten. And you have a team that has played a weak schedule. And now they got somebody good in front of them. I wonder if the same fate belies Alabama laying 6 points here. And we're talking about the spread now, not necessarily the outcome. The same fate lies them that lied New England when they really had to play somebody good and they truly faced adversity for the first time this season, because LSU is loaded offensively, defensively, special teams, and Ogeron is doing as good a coaching job as anybody in the country right now.
Yeah, I'll say this much first about the Pats and the Ravens. Give me that matchup in the playoffs, and I'm all over the Patriots.
Oh, me
telling
too.
You right
Me
now,
too.
That was just a horrible spot and situation.
Right.
This is going to be a tough spot, even tougher for Alabama if Tua doesn't play.
Right.
And Nick Saban says game time decision. Now, Nick Saban might be playing games.
Sure he is.
I'm sure he already knows whether he's playing or not.
Sure he does.
And but the bottom line is he said game time decision. So if he's able to play, they're obviously able to run their normal offense without any hiccups potentially in that one that you have when you switch to a quarterback that hasn't seen a lot of playing time. I'm going to talk about this game a little bit, but I want to throw some of the props out there that our good friend Rafael Esparza, who's over at DocSports.com, also a bookmaker, a lines maker, both here in Vegas and offshore. But I wanted to throw out some of the props that he put out at my bookie this week, and it was, will the game losers still make the college football playoffs? The yes was minus 400, the no was plus 300. I agree. I think Alabama or LSU, if this is their only loss of the season, both of these teams get into the playoffs. I think minus 400 on the yes is the way to go on that one. How about, will the game winner win the college football championship? What would you say? If Tua's healthy and they win or not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
and if Burrow stays healthy.
You get a nice price here, I guess.
Which way it goes.
Yeah, plus 160 on the yes. No says minus 200. Of course, you got to deal with Ohio State, potentially Clemson, maybe Penn State in that mix. Who will have more passing touchdowns? Tua, minus $1.30. Joe Burrow, plus $1.10. Obviously, both guys have to play. Again, Tua's minus $1.30, and if he's healthy, the thing is, LSU doesn't run that well sometimes, maybe Burrow.
Right.
You know, that's a tough one of the three that I've mentioned so far.
If you want to expand on that a little bit, you talk about how good the secondary is for Alabama versus, but then it's a double-edged sword.
Right.
Because their defensive line isn't that good. They don't rush the passer that well. So given added amount of time with a guy of Burrow's caliber, you would think, say he gets 5-6 seconds back there, maybe those receivers can shake loose.
Well, here's
that's an interesting prop.
Here's the cool thing. The other side of this prop kind of just fit what you were just talking about, and Tony didn't know these props because I'm like that. I don't share stuff.
No.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. But anyway, so we just talked about who will have more passing touchdowns. Tua minus $1.30, Burrow plus $1.10. But who will have more passing yards? Tua's plus $1.10, Burrow is the favorite minus $1.30. Kind of fits what you were just saying a little bit. So interesting stuff. But anyway, listen, I wanted to ask you for your top 4 because by the time people watch this, the playoff rankings should be out. And we're doing this before the playoff rankings. I really think the NC2A and all those people involved in the playoff rankings are going to make LSU number 1, Alabama number 2.
I agree.
Now, as far as the way I break things down, I think it's real tight between LSU and Ohio State for the top 10. Alabama 3rd. And then you got a discussion whether it's Penn State or Clemson for that number 4 ranking. I lean towards Clemson, even though the ACC is dog meat this year.
Right. Well, Penn State's obviously played the tougher schedule as well as Ohio State. You're more likely. It would shock me if they had 2 Big Ten teams in the top 4 politically, and you're talking about the returning national champion who still remains unbeaten. Still has the Lawrence at quarterback and this, that, and the other. I think Clemson's going to be fourth, and I think the other three, you could juggle them any way you want to. You and I have been on the same page here, and you can go back in the marquee matchups, our discussion 3 weeks ago about the Final Four. Both of us thought that Ohio State was the best team in the country then.
Sure.
I still think they are now.
Yeah.
And LSU had some issues against Auburn that really surprised me in that football game. Auburn, I think, has a better defense than Alabama, especially up front on the line. So there's a lot of arguments to be made there, but I agree with you. I think Ohio State, if Ohio State snuck in there at 2 somehow, it wouldn't surprise me in Alabama third, but I think LSU will be number 1.
You like this game at all? Well, by the way, real quick, that LSU Alabama, the reason I think they make them 1 and 2, first of all, why would you make them 1 and 3? It's going to settle itself on the field, and not that it takes away the luster, but you're even adding to it by having these two teams ranked number 1 and number 2 in the NC2A when this game kicks off.
Right.
The craziest thing about this is watch. Whoever loses this game, it doesn't matter if it's 20-17, 17-14, 14-13, 38-35, the team that loses will drop out of the top 4. They'll drop to number 5. Yet they'll be ranked number 1 and number 2 going into the game. Such a flawed system. Listen to power rankings by bettors and handicappers, professionals, and then you'll get a true read on where teams should be ranked. I don't drop LSU or Alabama to number 5 or number 6 in the nation just because they lose this particular matchup.
No, they still beat 99 out of 100 teams in college football. I think the value in this game, in my mind, lies in the total. I think 65 is a little too high.
Okay.
I think there's a couple of really good defenses here. I think that Alabama will be a devise away to at least contain LSU's offense, which I thought Auburn gave up a pretty good blueprint last week for that. And on the other side of the ball, I think LSU can have success running the football. I'm concerned about their red zone offense against this Alabama defense. I'm concerned about Alabama's secondary. They are very good. So a 27-24, 27-20 type ball game would not surprise me here at all. And I think the value lies in taking the under on the total here. I'm not going to put this game out personally. I can only take the underdog in it here. I think LSU, along with Ohio State, 2 top teams in the country. And I think the fact that LSU has already been on the road in a big game, and it doesn't sound like it now, but at the time, Texas, and went down there and absolutely massacred Texas, and then so.
Oh, did you say LSU? I'm sorry.
Yeah, LSU
right.
at Texas. So I think LSU's a little bit more battle-tested than what Alabama is at facing adversity, and I think it may pay some dividends here, and they're going to hang tight till the final buzzer.
Gotcha. He's Tony George. I'm Scott Sprites. So don't forget, you can get a $60 free account if you're not yet a member at DocSports.com. Just click on the link below the video, get yourself started and set up, and it comes with that DocSports.com guarantee. He's Tony. I'm Scott. Don't forget to check out 10 and 10, plus our marquee matchup in the NFL.